Well, it's Q&A time in tonight's Simply Science. Sven Sundgaard answers questions sent in from the Science Museum of Minnesota. And tonight, he begins with a question from a familiar face.
Hi, Sven. Just wondering what scientific space-age polymer makes your hair stand up like that?
Well, Goldberg, that's a good question, and it all has to do with chemistry. We have cations, which are positively charged molecules, and that's what hair gel's made up of. It's a cationic polymer, and basically what that does is the positively charged gel sticks to the negatively charged hair on our head, and that makes it real sticky, and then when it dries, it becomes like cement.
What's the hottest it ever got in Minnesota?
Well, why not talk about some heat here at the coldest time of the year? And it can get pretty hot in Minnesota, as we know. The record is 114 degrees. That was set July 6th, 1936 in Moorhead, Minnesota.
I am wondering why helium makes your voice squeaky.
Well, there's a big difference between the air we breathe and usually use to talk and helium. They're both gases, but helium is a much less dense gas. When we talk, we're literally vibrating our throat by pushing air up through it. But when we breathe in helium, it is a less dense gas. It wants to float up, just like a helium balloon floats up into the air. So it's trying to get out of our throat quicker, literally increasing the speed of sound out of us. That increases the timbre, and so it sounds funny.
For sure, my favorite Simply Science question coming in from Scott Goldberg. If you have a question for Sven, you can either stop by the Simply Science kiosk at the Science Museum of Minnesota or go to KARE11.com and click on Simply Science. If you thought this morning was cold, just wait until tomorrow. Jared's forecast is next, and he's talking sub-zero temperatures. And later in sports, Vikings head coach Leslie Frazier talks about his coaching staff.
Medtronic and KARE11 Simply Science, sharing the joy of discovery.
Science is a lot more than just theories and formulas. It's mystery, it's fun, it's adventure. Sample some science today.
Simply Science is brought to you by the Medtronic Foundation. Get inspired at the Medtronic Cell Lab at the Minnesota Science Museum.